everybody, I'm Flash, and today, we're gonna be making a nightmare. Yep, this is happening. So, earlier a few days ago, I was searching around on the internet like I normally do when I came across a fan game that caught my eye. One where you can, dare I say, make your own Mega Man levels? Yes, this actually exists, and it's called Mega Maker. So I figured, hey, why don't I just play this for a quote-unquote review? So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Anyways, let's get making some mega trash levels. So here we are, Mega Maker, and I gotta say, it looks pretty legit. Seriously, this is at the level of something I could have seen Capcom making in the future, if they actually, cared about Mega Man. But presentation aside, there's an extensive array of options, as you can see, these four. Yeah, I think I want to learn the full ropes of this game and become the greatest Mega Trash Maker. So let's take the tutorial and build some stuff. The tutorial is just that, a tutorial, but it does have some pretty nice dialogue between Wily and Light while teaching you how to build a level. And I gotta give it a lot of props for this choice. The tutorial doesn't really limit you on what you can and can't build. After you're done with one part, it advances you to the next, yeah, but it doesn't limit you to keep going. You can go back and make changes or add more if you want. And I think this kind of tutorial that pushes you to progress but allows you to do so once you feel like you've got it is perfect in design. You don't get your hand held, but you're not thrown in blind either. Either way, play some terrain, got it. Play some enemies, sure. Let's go at 1. Okay, 2. Actually, how about we just fill the entire screen with enemies? That works. After getting some useful advice from Dr. Light, which I totally followed, to make the level more fun, we gotta switch up the enemies. Done. Play some objects, done. The rest of the tutorial is like this. Get some dialogue, place an object, and move on. But after all that, I think I've made quite possibly the greatest Mega Maker level that will ever exist. I like to call it, climb up the ladder and don't walk left. Simply amazing. Believe it or not, we also get to fight Metal Man and win the level. So I may or may not have not set my controls. Like, at all. Well, now I'm getting shredded, but I guess it's a good thing to have infinite lives, at least enough to realize that I had some weapons set all along. And speaking of the weapons, there's a lot of them, ranging from Mega Man 1 to 6, but obviously the dev couldn't possibly add every single one down to the very pixel of how it worked in the originals, at least for now. So what we're left with now is okay. He even went through the trouble of adding 2 entirely new powers, the tornado and the counter. I'll get back to the tornado later, but jumping to the counter from melee, I have to say it's a very balanced weapon. See, in all seriousness, the counter kind of feels overpowered just because of how little counterplay there is to it. If anything attacks you, it gets repelled, and all you really have to do is hold down the attack button. Even your mere presence just damages enemies, and it kind of feels like a cop-out in some instances. That's not to say that it can't be used creatively though. The community for this game is amazing at that kind of stuff, and you'll see what I mean later in the video. The second weapon, the tornado, is a bit finicky to me, probably because I haven't mastered it, but it's a cool concept nonetheless. It's basically an AoE attack that can slow your fall speed and give you extra mobility in the air. Can't say much more about it other than it's a good idea and it feels like an actual Mega Man weapon. Segue! Moving on to the stages, there's a lot of them. Like, a new one every few seconds. Seriously, the game has been out for only about a week and the community is extremely active and growing too. With all these submissions, there's a lot of great and unique levels to play through every day. And what better to start with than Bomb Inferno by Anime Master 22. With a level and username like that, you know this is going to be some high quality shiz. Well, my eyes are on fire. That background is really bright. I get that it's a fire-based level, but why would you choose the most jarring colors, neon green and bright orange red? Looking past the aesthetics of the stage, everything seems pretty straightforward so far. I'm just wondering what the gimmick... Oh. Who in their right mind would think that the bottom part's a good idea? Just your average player walks in, decides not to risk the jump, you take the bottom path, and guess what? You're dead. I would say damage boost through it, but now that I think about just how many hits those guys do, there's not a single way the bottom path is even remotely possible. Not to mention that if you get knocked off... This. Good level design. Either way, I guess I'm glad that I chose the top path. Now, after all I have to do is damage boost past these guys and... What? Is this a joke? You're telling me that the bottom path, the instant death route, has the only possible entrance to the next route? Well, that sums up pretty good friggin' level design if you ask me. Well, if I weren't the GOAT, I don't think I can maneuver down there, but I think I've got it. Oh, okay, Anime Master 22. You mean to say that I can't take either route to progress through the level, but you make the one path to the exit the instant death spikes? I mean, I've got to say, this level's logic is almost so broken it's impressive, but finally, we're at Bomb Man. Now all we've got to do is beat him like normal and move. You have got to be Why did I know that the boss was going to be something like this? Let's just take out the guys on the right, and of course the Mega Buster is his weakness. Because why not? I think after a level as sugaring as that, you all deserve to see some quality content. So I decided to pick one of the more innovative levels, Bounce Forming Short Version by Kevster136. And if there's a longer version of this level, I need to play it, because the simple idea behind this level is very good. So what this level's idea is that Mega Man can only progress by using the spinner ability to bounce on enemies, and it's pretty good. You kind of have to stall on some enemies and time your jumps, and you can't mindlessly just hold right, but at the same time, this level is a little bit simplistic. I think it would be cool if there were some hazards or other enemies to bounce on, but either way, it's still a cool concept. And it even has a boss fight against Napalm Man, who, you guessed it, is only weak to the spinner. Even though it is a short level, I think it's pretty innovative. But I don't think we've seen the true colors of this game yet. There's been one bad level and one good, but nothing impossible or garbage yet. So, I guess it's time to use the filter. Yes, the worst rated level of all time. A taste of what to come. Well, I don't really think it couldn't be that bad, right? Well, if there was ever a time for me to have been horribly wrong, it's now. If you're confused at what you're looking at, I'll make it simple. You have to make a frame-perfect jump in the first second of the level before you have to not jump, but slide to the next screen where you fall down all of this creates and just then jump to the goal. So, how do I know this is a frame-perfect jump? I made it once, by accident, and slowed down the footage, and it turns out you have to literally walk off of the platform and jump on the last pixel to make it. And honestly, I just have better things to do than to die for 30 minutes straight. Overall, I really enjoyed playing this game, not only for this review, but in my spare time as well. And I think this is going to become one of my most played games just because of how conveniently light it is to run. If you like Mega Man, you want to get creative or just try to speedrun a couple of new challenges, good or bad, give it a download. It is free after all. Just make sure not to roam too far into the worst rated levels. They're bad. Obviously. Hey everybody, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below or leave a comment as to what I should play next. And as always, don't forget to smash that squishy red subscribe button for more content every other week. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be back in a flash.